Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV live on YouTube. My name is John, your host as always, and as always, I hope you guys are all doing well under these very, very difficult circumstances. But for the very, very first time, this is being simultaneously broadcast to Hot Mic. So welcome if you're watching this for the first time on Hot Mic. I hope you're doing well. As I say, my name is John, your host for JPWHU TV. If you're watching on Hot Mic even, welcome to the format. This is an open Q&A session where we talk about the latest West Ham news as well as any questions that anybody's got where I ask you questions and you guys ask me questions about absolutely anything as long as they're reasonable. So yeah, this is episode 41. So, guys, I really hope this gets popular on Hot Mic because it'd be quite good to have this. Because what I'm going to be these are also going to be going up onto. He's also going to be going up onto onto Hot Mic for when the watch-alongs happen as well. Hopefully, if this is a tester for that form place. But as always, just have a look to see what's who's in the chat. Rick. Happy Friday. Hope you're all right, mate. Hope you all okay. Leo, hope well. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're okay. Good to see you back, mate. Welcome. Flammer 1977. Hello. Good to see you. And Mark, hello, mate. Good to see you as well. So yes, it looks like it is actually broadcasting, which is good. Hopefully that will get a few things up and running. But yeah, so anyway, so let's crack on with what we would normally talk about. Few non-West Ham things first and foremost. Drug company AstraZeneca have started producing a potential vaccine for the coronavirus. I was reading it earlier today. So if it passes human trials, which I'm hoping it will, as of course we all are hoping it will, it could be available by the autumn, which is absolutely brilliant news. And apparently, as it stands at the moment, as the report that was out on, I think it was the BBC as well, 2 billion doses are available already. So if it gets the green light, we're very, very close to having a worldwide vaccine, which is absolutely brilliant news. I really am so happy about this, reading this morning. I mean, I'm happy anyway because it's Friday, no work for 2.5 days. Fantastic. Literally just over 2.5 days. And yeah, but guys, as I kept been saying, I said unfortunately we were going to miss our summer when it comes to this pandemic for a lot of us, and it certainly is looking that way. Mix in, hello mate, hope you're doing all right. Andy Walsh, hello guys, hope you're doing all right over there as well. But yeah, it's all good here guys. Now the Women's Super League has been cancelled. It was confirmed earlier this morning, with Chelsea winning the league, Liverpool getting relegated, Manchester City women's team finished second, and West Ham finished 8th. West Ham women's finished 8th out of 12. So it's a little bit strange that it's going to be that way, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, there's no other way of putting it. What else we got here? So from the 15th of June, so Monday week, it will be compulsory to wear face masks on all public transport. There is a good argument to say that this should have come in a lot sooner than it actually has. For me, I'm going to struggle because I'm asthmatic. I don't carry my Ventolin with me because I've never really needed it over the last 15 years. But I am, apparently, according to the ruling, I am exempt from wearing a face mask. It's just I've got to hope and pray that I can the guys that actually believe me that I am an asthmatic, but I legitimately am. Andy says hi. Andy says I need a holiday when it's all over, mate. Agreed. Half the fucking world need one. I'm telling you. Mick says shame about what I've said about us missing the summer. It could happen. There's a lot of people out there that I'm guessing that's about that. Yanai says hi JP. Will you get a vaccine? if, as I say, once it's worldwide, of course I'm going to sign up for it completely, absolutely completely. Now, but as I say, face masks being compulsory on the 15th of June for all public transport, so that's trains, tubes, planes. If we're fortunate to, because some, they are into country, within the UK, they're still flying, just pretty much trams as well for that matter. It's good from that. I'm glad that's going to be coming. I really, really am glad that's going to be coming. Unfortunately, Bentley are confirming they're going to be making 1,000 job cuts coming very soon, which is a real shame. Again, we've already seen redundancies at McLaren, which unfortunately, and likewise, there's the Williams F1 team's up for sale as well because they've made such a loss. So there's going to be cutbacks within that side of it as well. It's a real shame, but it's inevitable, unfortunately. Mark says, "Come on." Mark says, "Let's all go on a booze cruise to the Mediterranean." Ken Hammers is in. Hello, mate. Said, "All right, JP. I think face covering should be worn in shops as well as public transport." To a degree, yes, I agree with you. Certainly, it was certainly. I mean, I know when I go shopping all the time, there are certain people that have been wearing it for weeks, if not months. It's fine, not an issue, because it's basically anywhere it's deemed as confined spaces, quite frankly. So yeah, supermarkets. Chris says, "Evening, hello, guys. Hope you're all right." Also, for that matter, for those that are loving the rugby, the Premiership rugby is aiming to be restarting in the middle of August. So another, hopefully things will be back to normal, some form of normality by then. Which again I think is superb. It's a great target time for him. Kent says smaller type shots, basically anything that's enclosed, mate. Quite frankly, that's my opinion on it. Now it also seems that Villa are going to be playing West Brom in a friendly as well. So keep an eye out for that, because I'm sure there's going to be a link available somewhere to watch this. Because obviously Grady D in Ghana is back. And Chris is coming up saying there's a new training video on YouTube. It's finally longer than 4 minutes now, 11 minutes. Glad they're listening to feedback. Agreed. And that brings me right round to what I'm about to talk about, Chris. Flamer says, "What if this virus thing was fake? Well, how can it be fake? How can it be fake? There's hundreds of thousands of people have died from this. How can it be fake?" But yeah, from watching the video now, it hasn't been officially confirmed yet. But if you do watch the video, I've only watched half of it because it went up before we went broadcasting. But I swear, Connor Coventry's Dan Kemp's in it, and I think Ajibola Elise is there as well, I think. But WHU was saying today that Dan Kemp, Connor Coventry, Nathan Trotton, and Ajibola Elise were due to return. But as I say, from the looks of the training video, it looks like they've already come back. So which is great to see. Which is great to see that. But as I say, I mean, the thing about the YouTube channel, and Chris is completely right. We should, to a degree, we should be seeing longer stuff. It was great to see the guys laughing and joking with each other. Like for example, there's a bit where they're running through the plastic cone thing, and you see Noble overtakes Masuaku from it and everything, and then there's another bit we hear someone shouting, I think it's Rice, shouting, "It's Noble again, it's Noble again." He keeps winning the races, so he's not as slow as we reckon, if that's the case. But it is quite funny watching that video, so I'm going to watch the rest of it after we've done with this. Now, this really shocked me when I read this morning. It really did shock me. That it was Two Benfica players have been taken into hospital after the team bus was attacked following the first behind closed doors match. Now, apparently, according to the BBC Sport article, the reason why the attack happened was because, if I can find the article again, the Portuguese champion Benfica missed the chance to move clear of title rivals Porto at the top of the table after being held 0-0 by Tondela. I think you pronounce that Tondela. So the fans gathered to support the team outside Benfica's Estado da Luz. The attack occurred on a major motorway between the stadium and the training ground. It's stupid. I mean, why attack your favorite team just because they haven't moved further up the table? It's crazy. I don't understand it. I know tensions are running high because everybody wants to be out in the pubs and all this sort of stuff, but it's just no excuse for it at all. It really, really isn't. Now, we were talking about Andy will love this. We were talking about the fixtures last night, and it was confirmed on numerous places, including ex West Ham employee tweeted it this morning. Or was it late last night? Well, I read it this morning. That with those what we were talking about yesterday is exactly right. West Ham versus Wolves, 20th of June, 5:30 kickoff on Sky Sports. Spurs West Ham, 23rd of June, 8:15 Sky Sports. And West Ham Chelsea, 8:15, 1st of July on Sky. All three games on Sky. Now there is obviously, of course, there are more games being broadcast on that day. There's I know the BBC are doing a couple of games over that first week as well, for that matter. So it's going to be, it's coming back thick and fast. It's really, really coming back thick and fast. Chris says about the YouTube video. Same, John. I only got 7 to see 7 minutes or so. And Nang is doing good in it as well. Agreed. We should see training videos every day, I'm guessing, to see who's fit and full of energy. You'll notice Roberto's not in that video. Well, not so far anyway. There's a good bit with there's a good bit with the goalkeepers, and as I say, there's no Roberto whatsoever. Andy says the world's gone mad when it comes to attacking team coaches. Chris says I'm glad the most of the matches are on Sky. I only have Sky. Andy says about the matches, thumbs up. Cheers, mate. Mick Smith says, yeah, 3 tough opening games. Very tough games. So guys, passion aside, yeah, use your noddle for a little bit. What do you reckon we're going to get out? What do you reckon the points are going to be out of those 3 fixtures? So we've got two London derbies back to back, one away, one at home. Not that's going to make much of a difference anymore, to be honest. We've never exactly had a home advantage anyway over the last 4 seasons. So the last 3 to 4 seasons. So I don't think this is going to make much of a difference. And as I say, but personally, I'm thinking a couple of maybe 2-3 points out of that. I really, really do. I mean, I'll be very surprised if we get anything from the Wolves game. Very, very surprised, which I will go into in my preview. The previews are back. The preview will be literally being done. It will be shot on Wednesday. It'll be up on the Patreon account before going live on YouTube the following Thursday. So 2 days before the game starts. So if you want to get exclusive access to that, because I did say that with I did say that if there's going to be more content coming, and it's very, very close to coming up next week, I will be putting my notes together about doing the fixtures, and then, as I say, I'll do the preview, which will go up on the Patreon account. So Rick, who's his Patreon, will be able to see it before the rest of you guys. Rick and Wally will be able to see it before the rest of you. And as I said, I did say that it was going to be exclusive content going up to Patreon. It's not exactly exclusive itself, but you have exclusive access to it, shall we say, 24 hours before it goes live on on YouTube. So keep an eye out for that, guys and girls. And for that matter, if you want to be a patron, there's a link in the description below to give you with all the tiers, which I will go into in a little bit. But yeah, for me, yeah, no more than 3 max. I reckon 2, 3. Rick says 6 points. He reckons. Fair enough. Mark says 2. That's to be fair, Mark. I think no disrespect, Rick, but I think Mark that's a bit more accurate. But you never know. And he says nothing would surprise me with West Ham. We could win all of them. We could lose them all. Yeah, agreed. 100%. Chris says, I saw an article saying we were contacting Arsenal or Palace for friendlies before the Premier League resumes. So it's like a tiny pre-season. What's your thought? We talked about this yesterday, Chris. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. We talked about it yesterday. I think it's a good idea. It'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see who the lineup's going to be, especially with we've only got all the kids back bar Grady. So that'd be interesting to see what the sorry guys, hang on. Yeah, sorry, I had to adjust something then. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who gets what. I mean, is Dan Kemp going to get run out in those friendlies? Is Connor Coventry? Is Nathan Trott going to have come on at some point? Is Wilshere going to get any game time? Is loads and loads of questions that are available for those mini preseason friendlies. It's going to be good. Gary says, I'm not sure Moyes knows his best team now they are all fit. I just pray he doesn't revert to 5 at the back and long ball. Gary, I know. I've said it many times, especially since January time. I hate 5 at the back. Really, really doesn't work. And even just 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, it doesn't really hurt. Really doesn't think. Kent says, I think we will finish with 38 points. So that's 11 points more than we've currently got. But Kent, what's your thoughts on the first 3 games, mate? Don't worry, Chris. If you know, I know you were there slightly, but it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Now, after actually, do you know what? I'm going to show it to you. Because I did say we did talk about the because apparently when Andy was saying, and no reason to disbelieve him in any shape or form, about the NHS raffle that's going on with the sports with the kits, right? So, where are we? There we go. So here's eBay, and you can actually get straight onto it for those that haven't seen it before. So you literally go down, find your team, and there we go. So all 4 goalkeepers pretty much are back 4. So you've got Winston Reid, Creswell, Balbuena, Zabaleta, Masuaku, Fredericks, Diop, Ogbonna, Lanzini, Snodgrass, Sanchez. Signed shirt for Noble. 182 people have bought a ticket for Nobles so far. 75 have bought a ticket for Declan Rice's. Souček, Wilshere, Fornals, Yarmolenko, Anderson, Bowen, Allaire, and it keeps going because you can see there's a second page there. Albion Ajeti and Michael Antonio. Mikey's had 57 raffle tickets bought for his, so that's good. It's good that we've that's not bad. To be honest with you, 2 days in, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's understandable that the majority are going to be going to Noble and Rice. Completely understandable because they're the lovies, aren't they, at the moment, and completely quite rightly so. Kent says about the first 3 games, says Head says Hart says 4 points, Head says 2. Yeah, you're exactly in the same territory as me, mate. Exactly the same. Hello, Fo. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping all right. Um, and also for that matter, um, versus all the raffles back. Yeah, it was interesting having that. Interesting seeing those. Really, really was good. Um, Again, guys, there's not really much to talk about because the majority of proper things to talk about have has all been about the fixtures, which for those that are interested and haven't seen the full details yet, I'll actually I'll bring up the details for you. So the BBC are going to be showing where are we? Where are we? Bum, 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 bum. Do you know what? We'll run through it day by the breakdown by breakdown. So the BBC quite have lovingly have said all the channels, not just pinpointing their own. So just to recap for those that are joining us on Hot Mic for the first time, I'm hoping it works. Wednesday the 17th of June, provisional as long as everything is okay within the next couple of weeks. Well, 12 days in this instance, as long as everything goes to plan and there's no new spikes or there's no new cases or too many cases, etc. 17th of June, Aston Villa versus Sheffield United, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports. Manchester City versus Arsenal, 8:15 on Sky Sports. Friday the 19th of June, Norwich Southampton, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports and Pick. So that's one of the free to air games. Not really sure why. Not sure why Norwich and Southampton would be. I mean, okay, technically it's not even it's not a relegation derby either for that matter, because both teams are fine. Well, Southampton's a bit better than yeah. Anyway, Saturday the 20th of June, Watford versus Leicester, 12:30 BT Sport. Brighton versus Arsenal, 3 o'clock BT Sport. West Ham versus Wolves, 5:30 Sky Sports. We've already talked about. Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace, 7:45 BBC. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we will have the West Ham versus Wolves live watch along from 5:25. So the format for you guys that are new to the channel, which is as it stands at the minute, is most of you guys are quite new to the channel. At 5:25, we'll go live. We'll talk about the team sheet beforehand, and then to kick off, I will do my this will hopefully also be on Hot Mic as well. These will go straight onto the commentary, and I'll try and commentate as much as I can, but we'll also be interacting with you guys on YouTube as well for that matter. So if anybody that's watching on Hot Mic that likes to look at this, then by all means please do go onto YouTube and have a look at JPWHU TV, and we'll have we'll have the watch along for that game. But to resume, Sunday the 21st of June, Newcastle versus Sheffield United, 2 o'clock on Sky Sports and Pick. Aston Villa versus Chelsea, 4:15 Sky Sports. Everton versus Liverpool, the obviously the Scouser derby, 7 o'clock Sky Sports and Pick. So that makes sense. That's going to be a free to view game. Completely makes sense. Monday the 22nd of June, Man City versus Burnley, Sky Sports at 8 o'clock. 23rd of June, Leicester versus Brighton, 6 o'clock Sky Sports. And as we said, Spurs versus West Ham, Sky Sports at 8:15. So again, 5 minutes beforehand, we'll go live. We'll talk about the team sheet and talk about the game as it happens. Wednesday, the 24th of June, Man United versus Sheffield United, 6 o'clock Sky Sports and Pick. Newcastle versus Aston Villa at 6 o'clock BT. Norwich versus Everton, 6 o'clock BBC. Wolves versus Bournemouth, 6 o'clock BT. That'd be interesting. Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, 8:15 Sky Sports. 25th of June, Thursday, Burnley versus Watford, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports and Pick. Southampton versus Arsenal, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports. And Chelsea versus Manchester United, I think that is, because they've just left that bit out. 8:15 BT Sport. Let me just double check on that, because they did put the fixtures up properly. So let me just check on that. It's a bit of a typo by the BBC. Not good. 25th of June. Let's have a look. Oh, they won't. It's not going through. It won't go that far through. But anyway. And then. Saturday, 27th of June, one game on that Saturday, Villa versus Wolves, 12:30 on BT Sport. Sunday, the 28th of June, again, one game, Watford versus Southampton, 4:30 Sky Sports and Pick. Monday, 29th of June, Crystal Palace versus Burnley, 8 o'clock, Amazon Prime. Tuesday, the 30th of June, Brighton versus Man United, 8:15, Sky Sports and Pick. Wednesday, the 1st of July, Bournemouth versus Newcastle, 6 o'clock on Sky Sports and Pick. Arsenal versus Norwich, 6 o'clock on BT Sport. Everton versus Leicester, 6 o'clock Sky Sports. West Ham versus Chelsea, 8:15 Sky Sports, as we've already talked about. And Thursday, the 2nd of July, Sheffield United versus Tottenham, 6 o'clock Sky Sports. And Manchester City versus Liverpool, 8:15 Sky Sports. So some tasty games there, guys, if I'm honest with you. Some tasty games. Be interesting. I might jump around a few bits and just see what's going on, especially might watch the Tottenham game, actually, if I'm honest. That'll help with the preview for the game. And also likewise with Chelsea to see what formations they're doing, etc., etc. So you never know. Andy says 9 raffle tickets sold for Roberto. I just hope they don't drop it and lose it. Dark Gamer 12, hello mate. Ain't seen you for a while. Hope you're okay. Ritesh is back as well. Werner to Chelsea. What are your thoughts? I hope this doesn't happen. I think it's nothing's confirmed with it, mate. But if it happens, it's a very, very good signing. As Luke said on his All the Gear Now Idea live stream he did earlier today. Very, very, very good player. Chelsea are going to be a handful next season. They really, really will be. They really, really will. Fo says, I'm going to buy Roberto and Sanchez tickets, Andy, just for a giggle. Mate, you won't be laughing if you're the only one that gets a Sanchez ticket. And then he says, yeah, I hope you win. Werner says, Ken says, Werner is a snip at that. Yeah, definitely. So it's gonna be very, very interesting if that happens. I mean, it's pretty much they're in talks. Apparently, the fees agreed, but we're interesting to see how that happens. Maybe they've got some medical staff over in Germany for them to independently do his medical. That'd be interesting. That'll be quite funny as well, for that matter. His press conference done via Zoom, I should imagine. That'd be funny. Now, talking of funny, this did make me laugh when I read this earlier today. Noble's interview with the Times, which Knees Up Mother Brown have quoted. It's hysterical. Really is funny. Damon, I've been good, mate. I hope you've been all right. Because the article on Knees Up Mother Brown starts off called "Mind Your Language." Now, because obviously the microphones are going to be picking up everything in football. So Noble's been talked about. How are you going to cope? How are you going to cope with it? It's quite funny. It's blatantly it's as honest as ever. He says I can't promise you now that I won't be able to stop myself swearing at times. That's fact. That's 18 years of just doing it. Sometimes you're probably going to have to hold your tongue a little bit. It's going to be strange. Probably the one thing out of everything that I'm least looking forward to is playing in empty stadiums, because football is about fans, really. The atmosphere and the adrenaline comes from the fans. But we all know the implications of not finishing the season, so we need to do it. We've got to get back in. We've got to get back to it. And then he goes on. So even though the resumption of if they are unable to accrue sufficient points between now and the beginning of August, Noble feels it is a price worth paying. So that's what we're paid to do. That's what we love to do. If you're in the bottom three at the last game of the season, then you probably deserve to go down. If you're at the top, you deserve to win the league. It's a good way of looking at it. He said, I spoke to Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson a lot the last 10 weeks, and it would be a real shame if he didn't lift the Premier League trophy, because Liverpool fully deserved it. I said, I'm 33 and don't know how long I'm going to be in football, especially playing week in, week out in the Premier League, because it's unforgiving, but I'm still really fit. As we've joked earlier today about the training video. But I've loved spending the time with Carly and the kids. I love being at home, just doing silly things like going for a bike ride with the children and playing football in the garden with my little boy. I haven't done that properly for 15 to 16 years because pre-lockdown, you train, you come home, you're tired. I have a little kickabout with my boy and my back's aching, my legs hurting. But I've had so much energy to do stuff at home. I've been through the forest. Excuse me. I've been through the forest on a mountain bike. I've cleaned the garage out, stuff like that. I'd walk in from training before and go, I can't be bothered to do that. So it's good. It's good that Noble's again. He's literally been walloped down to reality. Really has kept himself grounded in this, and that's what I love about Noble. I think it's a fantastic. I think it's a fantastic bloke. I really, really do. Yes, he's admitting to himself that he doesn't know how long he's going to have in football. We always say no more than 2-3 seasons. We've been saying that for 7 or 8 years now, guys. But yeah, be interesting. Be interesting. Ken says, I will enjoy hearing all the calls, shouting, swearing during games. Players won't be able to help themselves. No, especially not Noble and Snodgrass as well, for that matter. Snodgrass is going to be swearing like a navvy. He really will. He really, really will. Chris asks, where are you going to go or want to go when we can travel and go on holidays? Mate, I was for a week, all inclusive with a mate of mine. And obviously that's so. I'm hoping we'll be able to get the same deal again. Maybe September, October time. Really, really been looking forward to that. If not, try and get. I'm just going to really, because I'm, to be honest with you guys, I'm not really a travel person. I love it. It's great fun when you do it. But I'm not the sort of person that lives to have a holiday every year. You know, life's too short for that sort of stuff. My focus is more down to having friends and a social life, you know, stuff like that. That's more where I focus. But I haven't been on holiday for 2 years now. 3 years now, I should say, 3 years. So it would be nice to get away somewhere. And as I say, that week was just absolutely perfect. Was going to be absolutely perfect. And it says, same here, Kent. Should be a giggle, especially with the sledging. Yeah. Fo says, old man Noble, what a legend. Ken Emma says, I bet Mark can't wait to go fishing. Mate, the amount of property he owns, he's probably got somewhere that he can actually go fishing. I wouldn't be at all surprised if one of the houses he owns has got a lake in the back behind the fence or something. I wouldn't be at all surprised. There was a very interesting interview that Jack Wilshere did. Again, it's a bit of PR work, and it was good to see him that he's out there training with everybody. You know, I mean, as much as it irritates me, it's good to see that we've got pretty much everybody back training, especially when it comes to midfield. You know, and I absolutely love that idea that we've got so many options available. Not the options that we obviously clearly need or we would like, but it's good that we've got those options available nonetheless. So I'm just gonna read you the quotes from Wilshere here. Said because he did a podcast interview sort of thing with the club. And he said, first of all, it's nice to finally get in front of the manager. When he first came, I had a few conversations with him, and I got the feeling from him that he rated me, but I was still 6 weeks away from being able to get in front of him and show him what I can do. That's all good in training, but really and truly, you want to be doing it in games and earning his trust. It's a good start for me to get back in training and in front of the manager and his coaching staff and show them what I can do. I know he's been around for years, and I've been around for years, so he sort of has an idea, but he's never worked with me, so it's important I show him what I'm about, how I train, and what I bring to the team. Excuse me. Then he goes on. Then he goes on to talk about a few things. He says, I'm optimistic. I'm feeling good, and it's good to be back. Even though I was injured when football was stopped, I was still going to the training ground and still going to games, and I was just missing that feeling of being around the match day. So obviously it's better that I will be available when we're back. Lockdown came in at a good time for me in a way, as I thought of it as a positive in a way, as I was able to concentrate on my fitness work, and that's something you never get as a footballer, because the pressures in the Premier League mean when you're injured you need to get back as soon as possible and help the team, and you probably missed that little bit of fitness work. It's been more than a little bit for you, Jackie boy. I was using it for that and doing things I'd never done before, like going on 5k and 10k runs, and actually enjoyed it. Then obviously we came back and we were in twos, then fives, and we did some good work, and we feel like we're at a decent level. Of course, when you haven't played games, you haven't got that much sharpness, but you can still get pretty sharp in training. You need the matches for that extra 10 or 15%, but the training has been good, and you can tell every day that everyone is getting a little bit sharper and a little bit more confident. We've got 2.5 weeks left. We had a game at the weekend. And I'm sure we'll be playing a few more games and we'll be ready. So maybe there has been a pre-season sort of friendly, but I'm guessing he means the training 11 versus 11 that we were talking about earlier this week. It has been different because you don't have that feeling of going to the training ground when you're happy. When you get there and have breakfast, then you go your separate ways. You go to the physio room and the players go out and have fun, it seems. I didn't have that. I had time to focus on my fitness and getting to a level where I know I can survive in training and look good in training. That was important to me because I wanted to give a good first impression to the manager. I know he would probably understand if I came back and was a bit rusty, but you don't want that in his head. You want to be sharp. You want to look like you were fit and not look like you were struggling. We did a lot of running when we came back, and that was important. I knew that that would be the case because this was pre-season, and I didn't want to be coming last. I wanted to be up the top and showing him I've got the hunger to be the best I can be. So, again, quite an honest interview from him there. Quite a few interesting words he's had to say there. Again, nothing but genuine from him in any shape or form. Very open and honest. I think to a degree there's still a bit of PR spin in there, just a tiny little bit, but it's disappointing that we've had him for so long and we've hardly seen him. Same with Yarmolenko, for example. You know, we've hardly seen the geese. We've hardly seen the man. And what we have seen of him, you know, we've all been very impressed with. But I don't know. It's just something not right about it. Always has been. I said at the time that it was coming across like it was going to be it was a PR stunt by the club to get Jack Wilshere, the boy that has loved West Ham his entire career yet never played for it. You know, it's just stuff like that. But yeah, but at the end of the day, fair play to the bloke. Do you know what I mean? Fair play to the bloke. Rich says these are our nice games. Yeah, we've already talked about them. What are your predictions? Which would we win, draw, and lose? I'm still thinking of, about a point on average from every game, mate. I genuinely, apart from Norwich and maybe Villa, I don't see any other victories out of that. I really, really don't. So maybe draw against Burnley, Watford, possibly Newcastle. I can't see us picking up any points against Chelsea, and I can't see us picking up any points against Spurs. I can't. I really, really can't. Chris says, I don't know why I hate Wilshere if he scores on FIFA with West Ham. I'm not happy because I don't like him. Well, if you don't know why you don't like him, then there's no point hating him, is it? There's no point. But yeah, I know what you mean, Chris. I mean, because he is a player that really, really does irritate. He really does irritate. But at the same point, guys, you know, we've got to get behind him. He's a West Ham player. There's nobody. I mean, I really fell out of love with LA at this when we got beaten by Brighton at home. I was mad. My skin was raging. All my body was raging. It's even. I mean, honestly, you guys, I know that Luke was surprised at how angry I was when I was interviewed by Nikki at the West Ham Fan TV. Um, I was a lot more relaxed then, but when I than I was when I actually got to the queue when I was talking to um, when I was talking to everybody, because I was queuing up, and Marcia took one look at me and said, "JP, you're going to rant." I can see a rant coming. We were all furious in that queue, and as I said um, in that fan cam with Nikki, I was just like, I can't defend Allaire anymore. I've tried to defend it, and I genuinely say any new player we bring in, striker, defender, midfielder, goalkeeper, whatever, we have to give them a season before we can criticize them or properly judge them. And yeah, I'd lost my patience that day. I really had done. Andy says, I'm going to have to go, guys. See you all tomorrow. All right, Andy. See you tomorrow, mate. Hope you're all right. Take care. Fo's off as well. He's off for his dinner. Thanks, guys. See you later, mate. Chris says, I was watching some of your West Ham Fan TV interview earlier. Arsenal, your voice is so different. You're a late bloomer. Mate, my voice has been this deep for 20 odd years. No, longer than that, and almost 25 odd years. Because I'm relaxed, mate. This is why when I'm angry, my voice gets up to a different register. It really does. I was like, yeah, well, it does. I am. It's just that's what my voice is like. It really, really is. Okay, guys. So we're coming up to 15 minutes now. We're coming to the end of what I wanted to talk about. Is there anything that you guys wanted to discuss while I look to see if there's anything else? So feel free to open the ground. The floor is yours, guys. The virtual floor is yours to answer any questions you want. So I'm just going to have a look at reading a few things. No, that's a transfer rumor, so I'm not going to read it. Now, this is one of the things I want to talk to you guys actually about. Again, from Luke's conversation, I completely disagree that both Souček and Bowen were were Moyes deals. Can't see it. Can't see it. Can't see it at all. Souček screams to me a Pellegrini style signing. It really, really does. You know that everyone's got to remember that you just don't click your fingers and you get a transfer deal done. Bearing in mind, Moyes came in the end of November. There was no way in hell, Moyes was able to get that signing done in under 2 months. There's no way, absolutely no way whatsoever. Bowen, possibly, but again, it's months and months of work. It really is months and months of work when it comes out. But let me know what you think. I mean, as I say, Bowen could have been pushed over the line by Moyes, but Pellegrini is Souček is a Pellegrini signing for me. It really, really does. Chris says favorite match ball of the last decade. I actually quite like the yellow one that came out a couple of 4 or 5 seasons ago. That was quite nice. Ian's in. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing all right. And says, if you could relive any West Ham moment, what would it be? I'd probably say the day I was born, the FA Cup final. Yeah, 1980 FA Cup final. That's when I would. Baron, hello, you cheeky bogger. Can we talk about movies? What do you think of The Notebook? Never seen it. Don't do girly slush. Ian says, anyone know how long Nathan Holland is out for with his hamstring? Apparently he's recovered, Apparently he's recovered, mate. This is why he's been photograph training with the team. But we'll find out. I'll have a look for you, mate. But I don't know. I honestly don't think there's because he did recover according to a few articles I've been reading. Baron with another cheeky question: do you like the music of Justin Bieber? No, can't stand any pop music that's in that guise whatsoever. It makes me sound like my dad. It really really does. But I don't go for manufactured music. I really don't. I can't stand that whole idea. I really can't. It's bloody typical, isn't it? Sofian was saying about getting on Hot Mic, and we're on Hot Mic, and he's not even bloody here to talk about it. I'm gonna give that kid a virtual slap after this. Honestly, jeez Louise, but nah. Guys, if any of you do have Hot Mic, then by all means, please do follow the channel. The invite code is JP179, if I remember correctly. Let me just double check it. Let's have a look. Where are we? Oh yeah, it hasn't gone live on Hot Mic. That's ridiculous. I have to try and figure out how to use that stuff out. Mark asks, you've died and gone to DJ heaven. Which 5 albums do you bring? That's a good question. I mean, I'd be shit as a DJ. Absolutely terrible. But the albums I'd bring would be Fat of the Land. Great album. I'd also take actually most of it. If it's going to be DJing, it'd be a lot of Prodigy. I'd have a Northern Soul record in there as album in there as well, like the best of Northern Soul, because there's some really good tunes out of that. But yeah, no, I don't know, mate. It'd be difficult, but Desert Island Disc style, yeah, doing that style. The albums I'd take with me would be Sergeant Pepper. Absolutely love that album. One from the Modern, the Ocean Colour Scene album, fantastic, great tunes on that. I would also take My Generation, the Who's debut album. I would also take What's the Story, Morning Glory, banging tunes. And I'd also take The Best of Jimi Hendrix. Those are the 5 albums I would take. Baron says, talking about Justin Bieber, he likes the song I'm Sorry, that's good, everything else is whack. Christian says, I can't listen to music nowadays. Whenever it's on, I just switch it off. Agreed, mate. Baron says, best ever movie is Green Street. Massively disagree. There's a million movies better than that film. How often does the G string come out like a tune for you? Do you know what, mate? I've been playing guitar since I was like 14, 15, right? And seriously, because the highest tension is the D string or D string, which is there, or the G string, which is there, right? And those are the worst. They are the ones that are going to break any because you're stretching them the most. You think the frequency of the strings would make it, because sometimes the bottom E string, or the top E string, I should say, which is this one here, that can go quite a fair bit, because that's the highest pitch out of all 6, obviously, because it's the high one. But yeah, it does my head in. It does my head in. Yeah, it says bar chords, barred chords, or open chords. Open chords for me, mate. Bar chords are good, but you can do a lot more with open chords than you can with bar chords. Mark says ABBA's greatest hits. No way would I take that. Chris, not a bad shout, mate. Red Hot Chili Peppers, even. Yep, definitely. definitely. Hammers Piles, which West Ham manager would you like to be in lockdown with? It'd be controversial to say this because a lot of us hate him, and but I would genuinely, I would say Harry Redknapp. I reckon he'd be Harry's heroes. You see a really funny side of Redknapp, and we know he can be quite a funny bloke. I think that would be once. I would talk to him man to man about the whole Billy Bonds thing. Obviously not repeat it to anybody, but yeah, it's Redknapp for me. It really is. I'll ask him about certain players and have a drinking game with him to see how many times he says quality player, quality player. Oh, lovely bloke, super talented, quality player, fantastic player. Sorry, fantastic player, quality bloke. Jenny says I'd have been locked down with Redknapp just to listen to his DeCanio stories. Yeah, they'd be good, mate. They would be good. They would be funny. They would be good. They would be good. Ian says Lyle for him and talk about the cup final. Which one, mate? Because he was there for quite a while. I'm guessing you mean the 80s, the 80 cup final, or maybe the 75 cup final. Because he wasn't in charge for the 64, if I remember right, or was he? I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, he was a manager of at least two of them, mate. What chord do you prefer, B sharp or C major? Well, B sharp doesn't exist; it's C. Nice try, mate. Nice try. Nice try. Eden says favorite England football moment. The winning penalty in the Euros against Argentina. Not Argentina. Oh god, I can't remember the team. But you know the guy. You know what I'm talking about. The first time we'd gone through on penalties for like 20 odd years, 30 odd, about 30 years, 25 years. Yeah, that would be for me. That would be it. That would be for me completely. Yeah, 80. I thought it was Ian. Yeah. Chris says favorite Premier League moment, John. Don't really have one, mate, because I don't really watch the Premier League all that often outside West Ham. It has no vested interest. I have no vested interest in it whatsoever if it's not West Ham. I'll watch it sometimes if I'm doing a bit of research and whatnot, but I'd say probably. I'd say. Nah, nothing's really springing to mind, so I can't answer it, man. I'm afraid. Sorry. Johnny says, "What's your favourite West Ham? Favourist West Ham at the moment?" I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you saying my favourite West Ham player? Or your favourite game at the moment? Just double check that for us, please, mate. Will you? Thank you kindly. God, you know what? There's a lot of stuff about Souček. Favourite staff member. It's a bit random. That's a bit of a random one there, mate. Staff member. Because so it's basically choosing Moyes and Moyes or his backroom staff. Whatever you're drinking, mate, by all means, please, or smoking, by all means, please do send it on. Chris says, "You seem more happier, John, today. Nice to see. Mate, I'm always happy. I get angry a lot of the time, especially when there's stupid things floating about left, right, and centre, and certain personages. But yeah, no, it's Friday, mate. I'm always this happy on a Friday. I'm always because we've got 2.5 days of no work. Oh, that's what I love about Friday. No, 2.5 days, literally Yeah, 72 hours of doing nothing. Nothing. No, where are we? So no, it's not gonna be that. No, it's for 60 hours, I should say. 60 hours of doing absolutely what I want to do. That's all. Everything is brilliant. That's what I love about Fridays. Barons Baron says snog, marry, kill, noble, bonds, or more. God, you bastard. Snog Noble because he's the better looking the guys out of the three. Marry Bonds. No, marry Moore and unfortunately kill Bonds. Unfortunately, but yeah, there's no right answer for the kill one. There's no answer at all. Mark, shut up, Mark. And said, do you think it's better for young English players to move abroad to build their career? Yeah, I wouldn't say it was better. It's advantageous for them completely. It's a massive, massive advantage for them to do that. Massive advantage. I mean, you look at Jadon Sancho. It's absolutely tearing it up. Gary Lineker really, really improved his football when he was playing for Barcelona. Michael Owen didn't do it all that well. Unfortunately, neither did Gaz, apart from when he went to Celtic, I think it was, if I remember right. Reece Oxford might be improving his game over in the Bundesliga. I've no idea. Who else has been over there? The curly-haired Scouser geezer. God, I can see his name. So I can see his face, but I can't remember his name for some random reason. He did well when he went over in Spain. I mean, it helps because at the end of the day, especially when you're trying to get into the England side, that's where the advantage really, really comes from. Is that's where it really, really comes from. Sorry guys, there's an article gone up. I've just got an alert for. Let's just see if we can read it. It's about the championship. Season ticket holders, by the looks of it. Where are we? Yeah. There we go. So season ticket holders at championship clubs will be able to watch their team's remaining regular season games online. The EFL has announced. Access via iFollow, which is what I've been watching to watch some of it, will be determined by the club with which the supporter holds a season ticket. It may be in lieu of a refund or a part of a wider package as determined by each individual club. That's a fantastic idea. Fantastic. The arrangement includes any of the 30 regular season games involving their club being shown by Sky Sports. None of the remaining 108 games will be shown on free-to-air television, while watching a stream of an individual championship fixture via iFollow will cost a non-season ticket holder at £10. Again, very, very good, very, very good idea, because the championship need as much money as they can possibly get. Even though there is money in that, there's not as much money as it is in the Premier League. The EFL has also announced that further details about its provisional schedule, with the season set to resume on the 20th of June, subject to the strict proviso that all safety requirements and government guidance are met. Yeah, games will. The final games of the regular campaign are scheduled for the weekend of the 21st and 22nd of July, with the playoff final planned for either Sunday the 2nd or Monday the 3rd of August. The fixture schedule is in the process of being finalised by the EFL, but games will take place over 6 time slots from Friday to Sunday and 3 slots on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the midweek round. So very, very similar to how things are in the Premier League. And kickoff times 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock on Fridays, 12, 3 and 5:30 on Saturdays, and 12 on Sundays. Midweek matches will start at 5, 6 and 8. I think it's a really, really good idea. Really, really think. Yes, all right, guys. Yes, it was yes, it was Rangers. I couldn't remember, man. It's just as I was getting into football. Give me a break. Give me a break. But yeah, I think that is a very, very good. I think that's a very, very good idea. Very good idea. That because that's what I was talking to a mate of mine literally about a month ago. We were talking about the Prem pass idea, which we talked about a few weeks back as well, for that matter. It's a much better plan. Really is good. I think that's a good thing. Baron says, haha, okay, we can change kill to avoid or sack. Does this change your response? No, because I don't want to sack or avoid either of them. But I think we'll leave it there, guys. It's been an hour now, so thank you very much for your time. If you're new around here, welcome. It's great to see you. It's been nice to get some returning people back, albeit for a very short period of time, but it's good nonetheless. If you're new to the channel, by all means, please do consider subscribing. And please do also share this video because I know the majority of you guys are going to be watching this on your phones, so please share this so other people can be aware of it. And also please do like the video if you feel I deserve it. Then the more likes we get, the higher the exposure rate on YouTube is. So thank you very much for your time, guys. Let's go over and watch let's go over and watch West Ham Fan TV for their Friday night pint. So enjoy the rest of your week, your Friday, guys, and I will see you tomorrow evening, live as always at 6:30 tomorrow evening. All the best. Take care.